The year is 1971. India celebrated its 25th Independence Day a few months ago. Many new things have been done till now. In 10 March 1967, India and Myanmar enter a border agreement which demarcated the India-Myanmar border. In 12 May 1967, the Congress Working Committee adopted a resolution for nationalization of banks, general insurances, and removal of privy purses, the tax-free money which royal families got in compensation for acceding their princely states into India. In the same year, the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act or UAPA is brought. In 1 April 1968, TCS is established as Tata Computer Systems. In 12 April 1968, the National Textile Corporation is established by the Ministry of Textiles, which owns 23 textile mills which produce yarn and fabric. In the same day, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi announced that India will not be signing the Non-Proliferation Treaty, also known as the Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, which meant that India would continue developing its nuclear program and keep making nuclear weapons. In the same year, the three-language formula was brought in the National Policy for Education, in which a native language of India would be taught along with Hindi and English. In 14 January 1969, Madras state gets renamed to Tamil Nadu. In 1 March 1969, the first Rajdhani Express started its journey between Delhi and Howrah. In 19 July 1969, the decision of nationalizing 14 banks takes place, which meant that 14 private banks would now be government banks. This step was taken majorly to increase the bank's reach to rural areas, because till that time, banks mostly opened their branches only in cities and avoided village areas. After this decision, bank branches started opening in villages as well. Indian Space Research Organization or ISRO was also established in 1969. The Central Industrial Security Force or CISF was established in 10 March 1969. In 13 January 1970, the White Revolution is launched and is carried out with the help of Verghese Kurian, which would turn India from a milk deficient country to the world's largest milk producer. In 2 September 1970, the Vivekananda Rock Memorial is opened by President V.V. Giri. In 25 January 1971, Himachal Pradesh is formed as the 18th Indian state. There are hopes for a better future, but the problems are big. Many people are poor, illiterate, and living without basic needs. A lot of money has been spent in the Sino-Indian War and the Indo-Pakistan War. Inflation has reached double-digit figures. An armed uprising by peasants of the Naxalbari village in the Darjeeling district of West Bengal turned into a rebellion against the Indian government known as the Naxalite movement, carried out by Maoist groups. It slowly spreads to poor regions of India, including Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh, where peasants started fighting and killing landowners who had been exploiting them for many years, and they started seizing their land. This fight for rights slowly turned into an insurgency movement against Indian government and exists to this day. In the beginning of the 1970s, there was a huge refugee crisis where migrants from East Pakistan were entering India and the chief ministers of states bordering East Pakistan wrote to Indira Gandhi how severe the migrant issue was, as hundreds of thousands of refugees arrived and it was difficult to handle them. It was happening majorly due to two things. One, that there was a huge cyclone in East Pakistan that destroyed many crops and killed more than 5 lakh people, and also that Pakistan was conducting a genocide. Bengalis were marginalized in East Bengal, which later renamed to East Pakistan. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman won the 1970 Pakistan election, but Zulfikar Ali Bhutto with Yahya Khan put martial law because they did not accept Bengalis as native Pakistanis, and so they never accepted the victory of a Bengali speaking person. In 22 February 1971, Yahya Khan was reported to have said, "Kill 3 million of them and the rest will eat out of our hands." Forget other issues for a moment. There were problems in the Congress party itself. The syndicate inside the Congress party was not happy with the inclining of Indira Gandhi towards the left, with steps such as nationalizing 14 banks and increasing closeness with the Soviet Union. In the 1969 presidential election, which had happened due to the death of President Zakir Hussain, the syndicate supported Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy for the presidential post, whereas Indira Gandhi supported Vice President V.V. Giri for the presidential post. V.V. Giri won the presidential election by getting 4,20,077 votes. This exposed the division inside the party, and Indira Gandhi supporters were accused for defying party lines. In 12 November 1969, Indira Gandhi was removed from the Indian National Congress by Congress President S. Nijalingappa for indiscipline and forming a personality cult. The supporters of Indira Gandhi, which included party workers and MPs, walked out of the party and formed the Congress Requisitionist, or Congress R. The syndicate got the name Congress Organization, or Congress O. Since the party was split, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's party was now in minority, with 221 MPs. This was India's first minority government, or coalition government. The Congress O had 62 MPs. This meant that now, for passing any bill in the Lok Sabha or for surviving any no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha, Indira Gandhi needed the support of the Communist Party of India and other parties such as the CPIM and DMK of Tamil Nadu, which made the total number of MPs 289 ahead of the number required for majority, which was 262. In October 3, 1970, Indira Gandhi dismissed the UP government due to instability and president's rule was imposed. The government of West Bengal was also dismissed because of the collapse of the CPI-led coalition government, bringing both the states under direct central rule. Indira Gandhi knew that this coalition government would eventually collapse. So on recommendations of Indira Gandhi, President V.V. Giri dissolved the Lok Sabha in 27 December 1970. This meant that the election was preponed and had to happen in 1971. The election was announced for the 5th Lok Sabha and was to be held from 1 to 10th March 1971. The opposition this time tried to stay united by forming an alliance consisting of the Congress O led by Morarji Desai, Bharatiya Janata Sangh led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Swatantra Party of C. Rajagopalachari and the Samyukta Socialist Party, formed by the merger of Jayaprakash Narayan's Praja Socialist Party and Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia's Socialist Party. It was called the Grand Alliance. Campaigning this time was diverse. The Congress R criticized previous governments for favoring industrial elites and landowners and not focusing on common people's lives, due to which living conditions had not really improved. Whereas the Congress O focused more on industrialization for speeding up the economy. The Swatantra Party was focusing more on a free market and criticized the government for delaying the implementation of plans and bringing bureaucratic hurdles. The Congress R promoted Indira Gandhi's decisions of nationalizing 14 banks, which would make them open their branches in villages and made life easier for farmers, and also promoted the removal of privy purses, the annual money given to royal families for giving their princely states to India, which used to cost the government 55 lakh rupees or 5.5 million rupees annually. According to the Congress R, these moves saved money every year, which could be used for other social programs. Indira Gandhi gave the slogan Garibi Hatao, or remove poverty, addressing the poor people and promised better living conditions for the poor. Indira Gandhi made sure that the party runs in her way, so she went on to centralizing power to the All India Congress Committee or AICC. So Indira loyalists would be appointed and rivals would be removed. This meant that less importance would be given to state Congress committees as Indira Gandhi dominated the AICC. Indira Gandhi mobilized the Youth Congress to do door-to-door campaigns and public events to show the people that she was a dynamic leader. This method worked, and the media also showed Indira Gandhi as a leader who will bring progress. The opposition countered this by giving the slogan Indira Hatao or remove Indira, pointing at the failures of the government, be it for her or against her. The entire election started revolving around Indira Gandhi. The people had taken note of the measures of Indira Gandhi, such as nationalizing banks and removing money given to elite families, which made the image of a people's leader in the people's mind. The opposition failed to give a unified message, and their focus of removing Indira gave a message to the people that they were focusing more on the removal of a politician rather than real issues. The people still had the perception in their mind, if this is the party that gave us independence, then it will surely do good for the country. 55.27% of the registered voters voted in the election. The number of voters had increased to 27 crore 41 lakh. Indian National Congress won 352 seats out of 520 seats. The Communist Party of India Marxist, led by Puchalapalli Sundaraiah, got 25 seats. The Bharatiya Janata Sangh, led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, got 22 seats. The Congress O, led by K. Kamaraj, got 16 seats. The Congress R, led by Indira Gandhi, dominated the election again. Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India again.